is now my great pleasure to welcome Juliet Najjumba. Am I getting it right? Okay. Juliet is originally from Uganda. She was educated in Germany and later immigrating to the United States. Juliet is the CEO and founder of Africano Waltham, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting understanding and appreciation of Africa's rich history and heritage through educational, cultural, and art programs held at community organizations and schools. So let's give a warm welcome to Juliet. We're glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope my mic is working. Yeah. So Juliet Najjumba, like said, and I've lived in the U.S. like consistently since 2010. Yeah. But before that, I've been a nomad. I live everywhere. Every place I go, I call my home. So I speak a couple of languages. Among them are my African languages, like 4, 5, and a few dialects. Luganda. Of course. You can't enter Uganda without knowing Luganda, kind of. Yes, Swahili. Yeah. So today we are going to kind of do jewelry making and maybe a little storytelling in the jewelry making, so that we have some little bit of fun, which will, in my storytelling, my grandma always said, we will participate together. Not just watch me and then done. No. We might have to work together at one time. Anyway, so I will make you come up, please, and have a look at the table and touch. Everything here on the table is allowed to be touched. After we look around and we touch, then we go back to our places, then we'll talk more. Is that okay with you? And if you want to, you can always write your name and then put it on your table so we all know ourselves. Yeah. You're very welcome to the table. Anything you want, you touch it, you feel it. Yeah, that's paper. Yeah. That's what you're going to do today. That's what you're going to try to make today. These are samples, as you can see here. This is paper. Everything is paper. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and
Want to write your name on a piece of paper?
yeah, sure. So any color you have at the table, I'll put I'll put more paper. And the cool thing about the beading or the beads you're gonna make, your paper decides the color of your bead. The color of your paper decides your bead. This was a green paper. This was a yellow paper. This is a newspaper. That's why it has words. Yeah. So you see these pieces, I've already cut a couple of them, and I've put for you paper on the table. You're just going to cut them, and then you roll from the end. So you start from this end, going forward. And when you're rolling them, think about driving a car. You don't want to knock, so you keep in the middle. You make sure you keep in the middle. That's how we're going to do it. But I'll be showing that very soon. So these are just some samples. I was going to show the kids. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so where I come from is everything that you don't need anymore, you don't just throw away. You reuse in other ways. So paper, you don't just throw it away. First make a bead and make a necklace for a while, and then when it spoils, then throw away. Yeah? Yeah, that's all paper bead. All this is paper. So in my village, we sit together, we love talking. But as we are talking, we sit, and then we have mostly many baskets, and we cut. So one woman is cutting the pieces, other rolling and rolling and rolling, and by the time we finish all our stories of the day, we have a full basket of pieces like this. And then you're like, I want to make a bracelet out of just purple. Then you go in here and just choose purple out of them. I want to make a mixture of. So it's up to you how you make it. It's all your collection. And sometimes you can just make a mixture of everything. Yeah. And these ones are very good when you're like dressed in one color, and then you make half, and then, yeah, it goes to anything because it has all the colors. Yeah.
So what material is this?
This is bamboo. Yeah, bamboo inside and then sisal, but the sisal we color it. This the top is like the thread. This is the natural kind of the sisal.
So inside is bamboo.
Yeah, the inside is the bamboo. We keep rolling it and then sewing inside and then roll. But they have to be wet as we work on them, because when they dry, they break. Yeah. So.
So I have a question. Do you
Yes,
get
please.
this part by putting this on?
Yeah. So, or glue. So I've brought glue, but the with glue is it won't shine. Then you need nail polish, colorless nail polish to make it shine. But when you work immediately with fudge, it already makes it glittery, and it's already glued, but with glitter, so it will already be ready. Yeah. So something like that. Yeah.
This is it, right? This is the one.
Yeah, so exactly. So you keep, yeah. So mostly in Uganda they don't have fudge. So we use nail polish.
Right.
That's why sometimes they smell a lot like nail polish at the beginning. Yeah, and then later it goes away. But when you just buy them, they're really, you'd think like kind of stinky, but yeah, you know.
Like council on.
Yeah, then it goes away slowly. So this is all paper.
Wow.
Yeah, this is paper. And all you add are these ones which we buy. So these pieces, I buy them, then you add in. But it's all about that, and the paper you made, and these pieces. It's up to you to decorate it the way you want. It's all about how you do
have
it.
to cut it triangular like that.
Yeah, mostly you should. And mostly it's advised to have the size of 1 inch, mostly. But me, I'm call it a bit lazy. I just cut to that. I no longer want to like measure. But it's advisable to measure because you want to have, like now look at this. This is paper. Yeah, so I was thinking today we could try to make something like that. So, but we need a couple of pieces. And don't worry, even if you don't finish today, you can go home and add on up to you feel you have enough. And then we will try to see how do we connect them to make this piece. Yeah, that's the idea for today. And the beginnings, these are, for example, when I go out with kids, work with the kids, they begin from. So there are many ways you can even fold them as just straight paper or in this form. Only that, of course, in this form, when they're flat, they look nicer, like when they join another bead and then nice another bead. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. So these are all beginnings and many are ideas. So today we could try to make some beads. We're going to start by trying to make beads. Okay?
Are these things take a long time?
This one is you need really a lot of patience, and you have to look forward to what you want to have at the end, because you might give up after, when you've gone just up to here. Like, really, must I put it on? And you give up quickly because
You need good lighting.
yeah, you need
Very
like,
good lighting.
and you need space, and you don't want to go wrong with the mixture. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, that we don't ever throw stuff away. Does anybody know what's made out of my shoe? How I made my shoes? Exactly. When mommy and daddy's tires like a you say, but mommy and daddy, not throwing them away. Let's try to make sandals. Yeah, because these are, look. Yeah. And these shoes, they never break. And the stones and all that stuff, they will never go through. That's the coolest piece. And they are so cool for summer. Me, in summer, I rock these, and I'm the only one with them in America. So they're always so cool. Yeah, so we can go back and sit down, and if you wanted to write your name, you can put your name on your table. Then we're going to try and roll paper very soon.
I just bought a calendar, that was
old. You know, it's not 2019, but they were selling it for $1, and it was flowers and butterflies. So the colors were gorgeous.
Exactly.
So I bought it thinking that that's something that'll make some beautiful.
Exactly,
beads.
when you tan them.
So that's what I'm going to do. So just one of the big calendars with all the pages, and I
Yeah.
can make lots and lots of beads.
Yeah, that's so true. Hi. No worries. You could sit over there.
I think the tape is going to be set up.
Ah, okay. Sure. Or one can join there and one over there. So mostly to avoid a lot of cutting, sometimes I just get a paper and then keep folding it in 2 pieces. I'm giving no, not that one. That one is where you're going to work from. These ones here.
Oh, okay.
These ones are the ones for you to work with. Yeah. So no. If you fold it straight, because so when the shorter it is long, yeah, like that. The shorter you fold it, the piece will be so little. It won't make a lot of sense. It won't get that little bulky bit. So the longer it is. You see? Yeah. So this was like a newspaper. You know when you have a newspaper which is so long and you have to read it? And then it becomes that fat, like that. Yeah. So you need them straight. Yeah. And then what I did, I just went into the middle and then again in the middle. And then you could go again a little bit in the middle. Only that the smaller you go, they become too hard to roll onto the paper. So maybe just go for the beginning. Just go once, once like that, and then one more time like that. Yeah. Again in the middle. Perfect, like that. Yeah. As a beginning. And now we're going to use. Officially, you would think of 1 inch. Yeah, that's good. Only that, as I said, we will have to really be careful how we go. So now that we could use the ones that are straight. I showed you some. Sometimes you could use beads that are just straight. Like you could just cut in the middle here and the middle here, and then you get a piece that is just straight. But we rather have a triangle because the triangle looks better. But then when the moment of cutting the triangle comes, I'm going to cut very Ugandan. I'm not very precise. I'm just going to show. So you have all that in, okay. So don't yet try out. Let me first show you. Because in Uganda, we don't really sit and make it very exact. I'm sorry about that. But so I'm just gonna, because I've already made a plan. I already have 8 of them. So I'll go there in the middle. Don't cut like me for yet, not yet. And then I'll cut in the middle like that. So now, example, don't cut too many at once. And now I have this. So I could eventually just use this and make that shape which is just flat and folded. But if I want it to be a little bit, sweeter, this kind, this. So, because they seem to be better. It's like you go eat food from McDonald's and food in a restaurant, and they put on those lovely. So McDonald's is yummy, but this one is more beautiful because they put on more detail. That's how I kind of explain it to myself. They're both beautiful, but the other one is more, as you eat it, you have a look around it. Maybe the toy is beautiful, because for the kids, they're like, without a toy, I can't eat any food. Well, so anyway, it depends on each one's point of view. So when I have this, just because I cut a lot of these pieces, I'll just go and try to keep a little bit on the side. But this is just me. So for you who are maybe just doing it the first time, don't follow this. You'll have to use a ruler, and then you go straight and then straight. Patience. You remember in Uganda, you guys have the watches, we have the time. We always say we have all the time. But here people are like, when will I even get one piece ready? Yeah, today let's take it like we have a lot of time. Yeah, so now the one side is kind of triangle. So the other one now goes. Okay. So, yeah, something like that. That's what we all need. We need a couple of those. But of course I made a couple, so I'm gonna give all of you pieces to start with, because this can be frustrating at the beginning. Yeah. So, like I said, let me try it one more time. So mostly if you wanna cut it like very organizedly, this is what you would have to do. You would get a ruler, and then you put it over there, straight onto the paper. Then you make markings to the whole paper, and the same thing on the other side. Then when you're cutting, you cut diagonal. You cut like from the corner here to the first line here. From this line here to this line here. Then they will all become triangles. So that's the normal and organized way. So please don't copy the other one, because, yeah, yeah. But anyway, there you'll strictly get beautiful triangles. So for now, let me pass out some few triangles. This is too short. There you go. So these are too short, but let me get you longer ones. So the idea is just to have, the longer they are, the bigger they become. You know, you need them thick. Yeah, thick is more beautiful, I think. Yes. Oh, sure. I have more.
We have a table over there that needs.
Glue. I think I'm going to give them fudge. They might have to work with the hands. Okay. And they'll use. So we're now going to try to fold the pieces.
The needle fabric is good for me, because if you can let it just do its thing and not, not try to be so specific.
So we'll keep it at the table. I will give them paint brushes soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we all want to try to cut a piece, or how are we doing?
Yes.
We want to try to make our own piece. We want to try to cut. I have some scissors here. So, has everybody, in Germany we used to call it a Schablon. I don't know how they call it in English. A piece of paper. They would call them Schablons. I don't know why. So do we all have one piece like this? Okay, so we need it inside, okay, on top of the paper, on the top of the paper, and it's best on the table, because you want to really like tighten it onto this little paper really tight before you move, before you start driving the car. Put on your seatbelt, kind of like really make sure it's tight on the little piece of stick on this thing. Perfect. And before you, like when you're in the middle, somewhere in the middle, put some glue.
Oh, in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit in the middle, because, yeah, a little bit, because it needs to get tight. No, don't move it. Just take a little bit. Okay.
I had it totally done, but then I had to undo it because you said you could do it in the middle.
Yeah, no worry. This was good. I was slow to tell you the glue piece. I forgot to tell you the glue piece on time.
Yeah.
Some of you are faster than me.
Yeah, Yeah, so where do I do it? In the middle?
Like
I'll
around
just-
here, around
Okay.
there, yeah. So the glue piece comes in like in the middle because you want it to be tight. When you put it at the end, it easily can open. Yeah. Yeah, there. There. Now you put like. So I put some white things there. They're for putting your. These ones is where you like put your glue, your ready-made pieces. Here is where you make your pieces sit.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah. So when you have this ready, you don't normally pull it out before because you want it to dry a little.
So
So you stick it onto here, and then
Oh, so I
many.
shouldn't have pulled it out?
No, it doesn't really matter, but normally
Yeah.
we can even
That's a
still
cool
keep
idea.
it in
Oh,
there
no,
because
Do I need a stick in it?
you don't have to.
Okay.
But
You can, but she's saying
sometimes,
that you can park it here.
yeah,
until it's dry.
sometimes if when you're not lucky, sometimes it sticks onto the paper, then it spoils.
Yeah.
And that's why when you put it here, it dries.
Yeah.
And by the time you're like through here,
that's a very
then
cool
these ones are
idea.
dry,
Yeah.
something like that.
Then
yeah.
start putting the
Then
necklace
exactly. Then you put the necklace together. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. So depending on what we want to make, like I said, one might be wanting to make this big thing here. What else do I have? Depending on what one wants to make, I might be making just a little necklace, a long one. I could be making this. I could be making this. So it's all about what you want to make and then the pieces you make. And for some of the things you make, it doesn't matter the shape. For example, for making one piece like this, you don't care about the shape. You can put any kind of shape. But things like this one, they must be the same size. Otherwise, it won't work out. The same to this one. So if you want them, if you are thinking of like just a necklace, and then you just make any sizes, they're all allowed. So let's take it that we are trying to make today, each of us one, not this long, but we are trying to make a necklace today. And whatever pieces we have is the necklace, the things we will have for our necklace. How are you today? Yeah. So this is paper.
Really?
Yeah, this is paper. Paper.
No.
Yeah, that is all
gosh.
paper.
This is paper?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you see them making gold. It's all about the paper. Paper.
Okay.
Yeah. You create it the way you want it to be. So let me bring you. So, like I said, if you wanted to make this, we're kind of trying to make this because this one has many different sizes.
Yeah, now that's
Yeah.
interesting. You can do long. and then flat.
Exactly.
What did you do to make it so shiny?
In Uganda, we use nail polish,
Yes.
colorless nail polish.
Right.
Yeah, but because of the fudge that you are using on your table, yours are already getting shiny immediately.
I see.
Yours, but all the others, they would need nail polish too
I get it.
to make it more
And
sparkle.
stronger too.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's very cool.
yeah. Yeah. After that, we would put a
Just
string.
yarn?
Then
Just
no, I use different kinds of string. I use elastic ones. I use like a bit of strong ones. Yeah, wire. Yeah, because the wire helps these beads here help to hold the wire not from cutting, to prevent from cutting the paper.
Yeah.
Because of these little other plastic beads, so the paper doesn't get cut. Yeah. So, like I said, these are our potential possibilities.
Wow.
Yeah, but the cool thing about this, any shape is onto there. Any shape is there. And do not get disappointed that it's not working. I learned to ride a bicycle when I was 100. So, but it took me that long to learn it, but I finally learned it. So think about bead paper. Me, I had to learn it when I wasn't even talking because they just did it at home and I did it every day. So yeah, at the end of the day, I knew it by not knowing how I knew it. Something like that.
So how do you make something like this? You have to make it very long.
Yeah, long. Now, Now you see this paper,
Yeah.
and then
This like
thin, but
really thin.
yeah, center. It is very important that the paper is in the center. If it's not in the center, it creates a new shape that is not the best shape.
Unless that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and the things that I use to tie, I use this. Yeah. And I use also the plain, simple. Yeah. Yeah, elastic. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So these are, today we're kind of trying to make this one. So as everybody's keeping on trying, I could be telling you a little story, but please remember, keep rolling your beads. As you listen to my story, keep rolling. I told you in Uganda we sit and we talk and we talk, and the fingers are like this. And by the time we are done with all the talks we have like 20 pieces. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. You're welcome. So let me bring more pieces to roll. Here we go. Here we go. Let me first cut a couple of them for everybody so that everybody has something to roll, because the cutting is kind of not very interesting. So you should know what? You don't have to be perfect today, because paper bead making is peace and patience and time. But at least now you know that you can fold any paper. The younger ones, don't fold everything for mommy. Don't get any paper that mommy has and it looks beautiful and you cut, and please, because mommy will come after me and be like, you remember when you said cut paper? Now my kids have cut everything. So ask mommy always first, can I cut this? Can I cut that? Okay? So don't forget. So the story today is going to be about, I hope my baskets can hold. Oh, yeah, okay. The story today is about a king who was so not nice. And then he had a lovely, beautiful queen. And they lived back there in Uganda where I come from. So, king, not nice. Queen, very nice. They gave birth to a lovely princess. And the princess was called Kaleba. So this princess was so beautiful. And as she grew up, she became kind of very sad. You know why she became sad? Because she never had any friends. And you know why she didn't have any friends? Because everybody was scared of being friends of her because of the dad. Because everyone she brought home, who's that? Why is she not here? Get rid of him, you know? And he wasn't friendly. So Kaleba grew very sad and sad and sad. And Mama told her, my princess, although you're a princess, you know what? You have to learn all the chores at home. Because you know when you're 18, you must get a man to marry you. Because if you don't get married, my husband will be so mad at me. And things will be problematic. So you have to learn all the chores. So this lovely Kaleba woke up every morning, went to fetch water. After that, went to the forest, get firewood, sweep the floor. She did everything. And she was so good, but always only sad. Then one day, there was this lovely bird. It came and landed on her shoulder like this. And this bird was called Nyonyi. And the bird was speaking only to Kaleba. The bird said to her, Kaleba, I want to be your friend from today on. You can speak? Oh yeah, but only to you, and it's our secret. And then Kaleba said, this is great, from today on I have a friend. So they walked everywhere. Whenever she's doing her assignments, everything, her friend was here. Nyonyi was always with her. Everything was super good. And everybody was like, Kaleba seems to have become cuckoo. She talks by herself. And yet she said, it's okay with you guys. I can tell you my secret. Yeah, she went about with her work. And then one day, she was 18. You know what 18 means? She had to get what? Married. Ay, ay, ay. That day she woke up like even before the birds could sing their songs of wake up, wake up, wake up. She cleaned up, she washed, she did everything and dressed in her very best dress and stood by the door and waited. Because remember, they had told every man in the village, our daughter is getting married, please come and marry her. You know what happened? By midday, no one had come. This was bad. Kariba said, did I dress wrongly? What did I do wrong? By around 5 p.m., no one had come. Kariba was like, this is trouble. I'm going to stay again with my dad for number one. They're going to talk about me, number two. I don't know what to do. It was midnight. No one had come. And now the husband came home and said, wife, your daughter didn't get married? What did you do wrong? Come in the room. And they went to the bedroom and they started, you can imagine what they were talking about. The wife had done something wrong, what they don't know, and the daughter hadn't gotten a man to marry. Trouble. So the husband said, in order to avoid this trouble, tomorrow we are inviting all the men from the village to come to us. They have to come. So the next day, all the men came to the village and they sat in the compound of the king. So the king said, men, this is the only opportunity. The first man to carry a pot empty to the well, go fetch water, put it onto the head, carry it back home to our house without touching it. Will marry my daughter. The men said, that is so simple. We see all the women, they do it every day. Why would we fail? So the first one got the pot, went to the well, got water. You know, guys, this kind of turning around, do you think it's easy? These men were like, why wouldn't I do that? So as this man was slowly putting it on and ready like this, trying to turn, somebody from back there started singing. Semusachagenda ngambira baliekeyo akanyonyi kali kulusi chuka nondeba. That means, you man there, don't waste your time. Look behind here, there is a woman who is going to marry you immediately. Don't even waste your time carrying a pot and everything. You just turn around. And this man was like, really? Boom. The pot on the floor. What happened? He was out of the run. So the next one, the same thing, the next. All the men, there was something wrong with the pot. Everybody said, but the pot, I think you put some voodoo in the pot. Things didn't work. And he said, no. All women can do it. Why not you? And now you're putting me in trouble. The king was quarreling with all his men. As he's still quarreling, out of the blue comes a very kind of ugly man, and he looked so dirty like he had never eaten before. He said, King, I'm here to marry your daughter. Can I also die? No. King, why? You kind of not look like from us. King, are you discriminating? Not exactly. Well, go try it out anyway. We know you won't win. You know? And this ugly and very kind of dirty looking guy took the pot, went slowly to the well. Really slowly. And also whispering, like whistling loudly. Loudly up to the well, got the water out of the well, loudly whistling, put it on the head, loudly whistling, turned around slowly, loudly whistling. So even when this other voice sang, he couldn't hear the voice. Walked back slowly with the pot and the water inside, back to the king. The king said, oh, you did it? Oh. Yeah, can I have the daughter to marry? I will give you all the cows we have. Think. What do you think? Do you think the man agreed? No, I want your daughter. The daughter, how could I marry this ugly man? No. And I'll give you the cows and the houses. Well, maybe. No. the daughter and the mother all started crying. I give you the cows, the house, and even herdsmen. That's a cool offer. No. Now the king, the daughter, and the mother were all crying. And the king said, well, now we've given up. Guys, everybody wait for tomorrow. We have to marry off our daughter to this ugly man. But not yet. Trouble. But anyway, the next day, all the people of the village came, and they were all waiting for this man who had been given a little hut on the side to sleep. So the door went open, and then out of the house, instead of that other ugly guy, you know what came out? A very handsome man. He looked like Mr. Obama. He was so handsome. He looked around like this and said, where's my wife to marry? Are you the one from the other time? Are you the... Yes, I am. I'm going to marry you. Please marry me right now. Oh, marry me. And the king is like, please, guys, let's start the party before this guy becomes the other one before. Let's make the party. So they made the party. Because finally somebody was marrying the daughter. And now this new husband has to take the daughter away. And as they're walking back home, the daughter says, well, my new husband, actually, what's your name? And he said, do you remember that friend of yours, the bird you used to speak to? Well, think. Who could I be? Maybe I am the bird. That ends my story. Now comes my basket. You never know. Some of you maybe already don't yet have princesses or princes or what, you know. You never know. You might know with the trying of the basket. But please, when you go home, don't try to carry stuff from mommy without permission. It will fall down and break and I'll be in trouble. So who would like to try to carry this basket and just like, you know, you never know. Who would like to try that? Anyone? Sure. So how many beads do we have so far? Each one? Yeah, that's good. That's already, guys, even if you have two, very good. All you need to do is to walk to here, and then you turn around. Take it. But that was beautiful. The turning, give it love. Turn slowly. Yeah, very good. Super. Yellow. Yeah, okay. So later you can all try out. But now that you have the beads, there's a possibility that you can put in some strings. At least whatever you can make out of today is still a necklace. Okay, so can I pass out some beads to everybody? And beads and thread? Okay. Scissors. Did you tie the end? You tied the end? Okay, very good. So now you could put a paper, you know, like a few beads and paper, a few beads and paper. Ooh, eh? Beautiful. Look at how beautiful that is. That is really beautiful. Yeah? So you might be wondering why I gave most of you glue. Well, officially kind of like to the school rules, because I do these programs a lot in schools. The schools don't allow me to bring nail polish. You know, I might bring something toxic and then I get in trouble, sort of. So, but that doesn't mean you won't glue it. You could even at home, when you have your necklace ready, you just put on the nail polish on top and you hang it onto a little string. And then you paint them and then leave it standing, but make sure they're not knocking each other. Because when they're knocking each other, think about taking them away from each other. They'll be, pew. They have to first dry. Yeah, before drying, don't make them, Yeah, but then you leave, you see this thing here, the white thing? So the idea of this is you work with this like you start making, and then the top part dries as you're making. And by the time you reach the end here, you go back to the front, and they're already dry, then you put the nail polish. It needs a lot of love and patience. Love and patience. The world is too fast. We need to get back to slow stuff. But otherwise, there is fudge or porch. Well, I bought this on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be allowed in schools, but the kids don't like the way it sticks on their fingers. But it's really good because I have this table here. They're using those, and they're already glittery. They're pieces. If you want to come and look at them, their pieces are already like with a little piece of, the glue is with glitter. So it's already perfect. But kids don't like that, the fingers become, sticky, and they don't like it. But this is, sure, let me get you a little, yeah, that is very good. Yeah, that one already makes it ready. Yeah. You wouldn't normally. I would put it like instead of this. When I'm here, I would put this and enough of it. Make it overflow.
Oh, right.
As it overflows, it's already making the thing you need for the end. Yeah, and they don't like it. They're like, ew, it's too sticky, So here are some threads. You're welcome. Here's some threads. Some thread.
We didn't know what to make of that.
Thread. Yes, thread. Yeah, it's like it's elastic. Yeah, and then a couple of beads. So this, I told you already about the fudge, yeah, the bodge. Okay. So these ones, it's like in between. It protects the color, but it also makes it beautiful. Yeah. And you're like, maybe with this, I want to mix in a little. Yeah, it makes it more lively. You already have beads. So here are some beads.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, you're not listening.
So here are some beads. I know, I love Pokemon. I won't say it loudly, but I do. Oh, sure.
It's nice. It's always nice to have houses that, that's my sister is in Florida. She has one 22-year-old. But everybody was always, she said she never knew when she went to bed, there was certain kids sleeping on the floor. And the next morning would be other kids sleeping on the floor.
Just dip right in that?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Or do you want to?
Let me put it on your table. Let me bring some on your table.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Toothpicks, sure. These are beautiful. They're all the same color.
They are.
The colors are beautiful. Wow.
On me sitting next to
Take
her.
them home and
But-
home and have fun.
But don't you think this is cool? Like when you show somebody that they're really, you can make them look the same.
Right.
Anybody would
Right.
be
Well, I
like,
tried
"How?"
to get my parts.
Conversation over here, 'cause I'm not.
I'm gonna go home and do my butterflies and flowers.
Oh yeah.
So pretty.
So already have. So here we go. It's okay. You
think
have
we're
one
good,
already.
thank you.
Okay. Cool.
bring them. I'm gonna take mine home and add them to the strings of the You can cut them, if you coat them, you have to coat it. When you have to coat it, so it doesn't
So I guess
work.
it makes sense to string them and hang them up.
Exactly.
So those ones should be like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do my beads and my.
Yeah.
And this is the Mod Podge? This
No,
is,
no,
This
no.
is the nail polish.
That's the nail
This
polish.
is the nail polish.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something else called Vibrance that a lot of
Vib-
people. Yeah, they do two coats.
Wow.
They do two coats of 50-50 glue. They do
Okay.
two coats of that, and then they do two coats of
Of
something called
Vibrant.
Vibrance, which is designed for paper crafting. But it's the same thing. Nail polish. It's the same thing. But they
Okay.
do the two coats of glue first.
Okay.
Glue and water. But these have a really nice. This is nail polish.
Yeah, nail polish. It's always
Mod
what we
Podge
use.
first?
No, no, no. In Uganda, we don't have
So
podge.
just the nail polish?
Yeah.
Really?
Inside we make actually our own glue because we don't have glue
Right,
like this.
right,
We
right.
make glue out of banana, no, out of manioc and water.
Okay.
We create a glue.
Right, okay.
And then manioc is cassava.
Oh, cassava, yeah.
Sorry,
The-
I
yeah,
used the
like-
German word. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it's fine.
Yeah, so it's called cassava, and then we make a kind of sticky. Yeah. Or with meal. Meal is flour, which makes that one also we mix it. Then we make yeah,
This is awesome. This is really
and
nice.
then they become dry,
Beautiful.
and then later we add
How do you get these through, with a needle?
You kind of could go straight, unless
Get it here.
They
No, I mean to get it through this, here? Just
Yeah,
drop
you
it
know,
through?
you take this off
Yeah,
because now it's dry. That's why when you're putting them, you try not to make it too tight.
Sometimes too, you can put a little glue, little white glue on the end of your
Yeah.
string,
Yeah,
and then it will go through.
Oh, to
Just
make it
go
harder.
through and- Yeah, to
Yeah.
make it a little harder, but this should go.
Just
slip
at least
through.
get them
Yeah,
pulling from the
exactly.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, so you'll be able to hang.
Don't forget to put it next to the ones I got in Uganda, because those are pretty minor knots.
I'm gonna take mine home.
So I should get your
sure.
contact maybe.
Yeah, we can meet for coffee or something, and we can
Absolutely.
share
if you thought you would
ideas.
have time. Because I can, yeah, when I see you, I can show you sort of where I'm gonna try to be working and maybe give me some ideas of
Cool.
how things work in your village.
Oh,
So I can
definitely.
get them set up in ours that we're doing
Sure.
some already, but yeah.
Sure, no worries. Sure. Yeah, it's a podge.
Time to dry. Maybe I shouldn't have put it on.
Well, not too much.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you need to give it a lot of love. This is drying already.
It is? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
so,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So not too much?
Yeah, not too much. Yeah, now that's already good. Yeah, and when you're done, you like give it a little bit of. You wanna not have it so much of stay there.
Oh, take it out. Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah. The more you
So
show
I
it,
guess it's better
this
to
is
nail
a
polish.
beautiful. You look. That is a beautiful shape.
That's
You
a
know why?
mistake, but
Yeah, but it become very
Oh,
beautiful.
okay.
You know, because it's all about creation.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you make a thing and I've never made this kind.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was a mistake. I can see that, but it became golden.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So now the question is whether you can create this again. You know what I mean? Then you would have a couple of these and then
Right, that's true.
sometimes it's hard to get that mistake again.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful one. Did you put glue before? Okay, cool. Even if it's sometimes not there, you add on as you finish. Yeah, you keep adding. Yeah, now it's really tight. And then you put on a little fudge. How is it going? Cool. Oh, yeah. But you didn't put any. Did I give you any beads?
No,
I
not
would
yet.
have wanted to give you beads. Sure, sure. So beads add in some, like I said, McDonald's and the restaurant, the beads add in some little class.
Yes.
Yeah, and even if you wanted this, you could add on a little bit. Plastic, stretchy, stretchy string. Yeah, I don't know.
I just get this text
I think
from my mom. I
stretchy
think it's like a good luck text.
bead string. Yeah, yes, yeah.
You let your hair in the sink.
But that's beautiful. You did a great job. So, and then you mix them and, you know, now look at the blue, yeah? Then look at this color, then you mix. And then somebody says, where did you buy that from? And you're like, I made it.
Do you make a lot still?
I do, because I have a center in Waltham, and I have a lot of kids, and I'm teaching them this, and they love to learn. And they're like, oh, this is great. So I keep doing it. I go to schools, talk about Africa, and among the things that I do is storytelling, dances, and jewelry making. Yeah, so it's become my job, kind of. So, where are our pieces? Did you try to put any of them inside? Should we try to put like 1, 2 of them inside? What do you think? Any of these which mommy made? Oh, you want the blue one? You want to have blue, I remember. Let's try to do one. So when the paper is hard like this, you try to put glue many times because now the paper is more fat and it kind of requires more tightness or so.
I'm trying to do
So when I go to schools, I make sure that each kid at least has made like 3 to 5 pieces. Then I put out a lot of beads. Then they mix the lot of beads with the 5 pieces, and it's already a beautiful necklace. Some fudge. So fudge, as you can see, makes a mess, but when it dries, it's sparkly. Yeah, mud pies. Yeah. So that, then later it becomes, you see, it becomes glittery. Yeah.
There's already in there.
What?
The glitter is already in
Yeah, yeah,
No, they made it with the
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're so beautiful. Yeah, that is so beautiful.
This shape, as opposed to the elongated shape.
You need to make thin.
Thinner.
Yeah, really
Okay.
thin.
Really
and,
thin for a while. Okay,
And then you go
okay.
really, like they like to try it here. So you see now this is ready.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So the longer the paper, the fat or big it becomes. So with time, when you are home, you try out the long pieces. A lot of fun, but kind of tricky. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. So if you have any questions, I'm still here. But I hope you kind of enjoyed what you did. And try it at home. But remember not to use the wrong stuff to do it.
Is there any paper that's better than
This paper is a bit
best?
hard. When you're using this, try to always, as you go, put glue. because it's
As you go,
hard.
okay.
This one is really,
I see.
and it's really light, so you have to be careful.
it is,
Yeah, careful as you put because it will tear out. This will not, but this will.
Now, is there any type of paper that's better for making beads?
Well, newspapers are the best.
Newspaper.
Newspaper.
Newspaper,
Yeah.
really?
You see, like, think of the New Yorker or those newspapers which are long. Do you remember they're like that huge?
Yes, yes.
Me, when I pack my luggage to go to Uganda, sometimes I pack newspapers because we don't have that long.
What do you
Yeah.
think about the gift wrapper? The
Gift wrap, like
wraps.
Christmas gift wrap.
Those
I
are
think
those are
good.
awesome.
Those are
Only you have to be careful with the glue because sometimes it tears because they're so soft.
Yeah.
The paper becomes too light.
Oh.
So when you put it like carefully so it doesn't break. Yeah, but they're the best because they're so already they're looking beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.